you doing?
Yeah! Yeah! You about to get plugged, dude.
It never fails to make me laugh. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
You about to get plugged.
Mr. Ignacio, how are you?
I'm great, Nick. How are you?
I'm good for multiple reasons today. You may hear my voice going out in and out. I'm not feeling well. I guess I took home a little bit of a bug from Kansas City.
Okay.
I don't know who gave it to me, but despite that, I'm feeling fantastic because this guy, let's give him his due, even though we just heard one.
Remy
We just heard one. There may or may not be some stuff going on in Instagram where, you're part of a chat. Mr. Remy Q yesterday dick dialed me. He didn't.
What?
Okay, so he didn't butt dial me. He didn't. I said, Remy, what happened? Well, I wasn't sure if it was a butt dial or anything. Well, he goes, it probably wasn't a butt dial because I put you in my front pocket.
Ooh, interesting.
So one can only assume it's a dick dial.
Yeah.
So I was happy. I'm always happy to hear from Remy no matter what. Always happy. And he followed it up today with a text message saying, I hope I'm having a fantastic day. And that just made me happy. Just made me happy.
There was no dick involved, but happy nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, if it's just Remy, that's fine.
Yeah, you don't need to get used to those dick dials.
No, I don't want to get used to those dick dials. All right, we got a pretty good people following.
Let's say hi to the chat then.
Let's say yes, Mr. TM Nerdy.
Travis
TM has a fantastic question that I forgot to get to last week, but we will get to this week.
Yeah, we were fanboying over DJ links, and we forgot. Sorry, Travis. So we have 2 questions from Travis today that we're going to address.
Well, we'll use one. I don't want to blow anybody's mind, so maybe we'll just do one. Maybe we'll just.
Okay.
Mr. Brian had his 600 subscriber stream yesterday. Congrats, Mr. Brian.
Congratulations, Brian.
CBCA awards coming quickly next week.
Yes. I think we have in 2 weeks, we have in 2 days, he opens the nomination stage.
Yep. I'm trying to get that best facial hair, but I'm not going to win that. I'm not going to win that because this guy.
Hey, Marcus.
When I can tell you, he is a tall drink of water in person. And with that mustache, unlike mine, which is a little crooked, his was
on point.
Perfect.
Let me ask you something.
Go
This saying you have going on in your side of the world, this Mickey Mouse operation we are running here, it's kind of derogatory. Because if we go by the facts, the Mickey Mouse operation is a very fucking big operation. They own Star Wars, well, Disney, Star Wars, Marvel, and who knows what else? Fox, of course.
Yeah.
So, is this a compliment, or you're throwing shade at us?
Yeah. Disney's always been big, of course. This came along way before the whole buying of Marvel and whatnot. It just denotes that it's a young, maybe childish operation that may not be running up to adult standards. So.
Oh, excellent. Then it's a compliment.
Yeah. Well,
Joe.
We'll get to you. Joe. We'll get to you, Joe. There are a few people.
I hope you haven't. Yeah, I hope he hasn't body slammed another car recently.
We'll get it. So, all right, Mr. Remy Q, hello. TM, Brian. Yay!
Hey, Jose.
Jose, you got to put the time in, Jose.
Yeah.
One of those great mugs and knives may not just do it. You got to put the time
I think Jose is putting the time and Remy's playing hard to get.
Yeah, well, that too. That too.
James,
how are you?
are you pulling a DJ Links today on me, man?
Well, listen, you know.
Oh, speaking of the devil.
Yeah, they're letting me off the hook now, so it's a little bit better. Okay. So.
DJ, boss. Oh, it's Tyler.
Well, at least he
awake.
shows up relatively early and does, instead of showing up the last 5 minutes and go, what did I miss?
What did I do?
What did I do? Mr.
Well,
May.
hey, Austin.
Hello. And the party can start.
Chop.
Drop 2013 is here. Okay, I sent Brother Joe the link. Brother Joe may be joining.
Excellent. In the meantime, let me talk about one of the things Tyler did recently that we have informed the community. Tyler came up with the idea some time ago. Tyler Lee brought it up, and I said yes. And basically, we have launched the call for the WAC cards. Yes. Yes.
And I was psyched before, when hearing about this idea, but seeing them and the job you did transforming those guys, Miss Tootsie's included, into comic book characters, I cannot wait for these things. I cannot.
Dude, I'm having such a fun time doing this and I'm seeing the list, of characters. Oh yes, I can wait. I mean, I have to draw them, but I can wait either.
And I kind of want to ask you the roster too, but I want to be surprised, I think.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing you can learn is that there are already people trying to get characters that are already selected. So,
yep, and that was one of the stipulations, only one character.
Yeah. For example, you can get Hal Jordan. That's a Green Lantern you get, for example. Then you cannot get Hal Jordan again. You may get, you may choose another Green Lantern, but not Hal Jordan. Like the same with Spider-Man and those kind of characters that have different people portraying them, basically. If that's the word.
Look at this guy.
Oh, let me read it in Spanish.
I would like to hear him read it.
Mickey Mouse Operation. Una alternativa educada a llamar a una situación frustrante un polvo en grupo. Aceptable para usar alrededor de los niños.
Alrededor de los niños.
So basically, do you wish me to translate what Joe?
I want to hear him say. Joe, DM me if you're available. I would love to hear that in Spanish. All right, the cards. Go ahead, Iggy, if you were not done.
So we are almost, because first we opened the call to the Whacking Legends, of course, because they're already members of the channel, of the Whack Comics, John, the Whack Comics channel. So we gave them first dibs, basically. But that list is almost complete. The Whacking Legends are almost all selected, their characters. So we are really close to open the call to the rest of the community, which is going to be really nice. And then I get to start drawing them.
Yeah, you're gonna have your work cut out for you, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah.
How many cards this round? Are we just going? How many?
Well, we're first going to see. I mean, if it keeps adding up like this, we might do Series 1 with approximately 54 cards, and then go up to Series 2 with another set of 54 cards. But it's all in the air, because we don't know exactly when we open to the community how the response, what the response will be. I'm guessing it's going to be good, but
listen, I got chills just now. Like I got my spider sense is tingling.
Yeah, and Tyler being a card collector, you know, a Pokemon card collector, he has some interesting ideas for the series that we've been talking about. So it's all a very fun process, and you know, it's all fun. That's a good part, and the most important part is you don't need to buy this in order to get in. You just have to claim a character, and if it's available, excellent. And if not, you get to choose another one, and that's it. You're in the series of cards. You don't even need to buy the deck. So,
but if you're on a trading card, you're gonna want that deck.
I mean, I'm not into trading cards, and I want it, and it's pretty egocentric of me because I'm doing it.
Hey, speaking of egocentric.
Well, we're looking into doing holographic and foil, and there are some pretty interesting options for the cards.
All right.
So we might get some interesting cards.
All right, and I'm going to tell you something, Iggy. I don't want anybody else to hear, so I'm going to whisper it to you. Okay?
Oh, yeah. Tell me.
Now that fucking Tyler sometimes he's very unlikable, but he's a fucking genius. All right, and I really don't want him to know. But I have the utmost respect for him and his creative ability. But in the end, also, fuck that guy.
Okay. Nothing happened here.
Okay.
I'm not gonna. Let's not talk about it.
Okay.
Let's leave the talking about it to Remy and Angel.
Yes. Yes.
Tonight on Remy Q's channel.
And who did I see was going to be on that tonight?
Or should I say Remy?
Remy Q. Cool. Okay, so I will start discussing my Planet Comicon experience.
Yes, please.
And I'll start it from where we left last week. All right, because, you know, I guess with anything, we're a little bit, thank you. Yeah, it's Digger Jim tonight. Thank you, Mr. Lance. And I think it's more about my generation getting used to the whole online environment and meeting people. Like it's a little bit of a cautionary tale to me.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, when like with C2E2 and then following with Planet Comicon, you don't really worry about if you're gonna like people, the people you're gonna meet. Like I didn't worry about meeting Lynx or Remy or Tyler the last time around, because you pretty much get a sense of what they're all about, and you kind of pick and choose who you want to talk to here on YouTube.
Yeah, it's kind of strange that we show ourselves as we are on these channels. It's kind of rare.
It's more authentic, not in person, which is, I guess you can kind of see that. But you always worry about things you might see that you haven't seen online. Like who might do something.
Are you speaking about very nasty people?
No. I mean, just in general, you just wonder if, you know, hey, if we introduce alcohol into this guy, what's he going to be like?
Oh, yeah.
But with C2E2, everybody was just fantastic, genuine, as advertised, and as Link says, pretty much the same off and on camera. Everybody, no matter what was going on. Now, the different dynamic for this one, C2E2, there were wives and significant others involved. So not to say that changed the behavior a little bit, but I guess people kind of...
Yeah, it changed.
Maybe just a little bit on their better behavior. This time around, it was just jock straps and a sausage fest for just a, you know, except for a little, maybe a couple hours on Saturday night, where Becker's wife and sister came. And I can tell you, it was just as good a time. People were just authentic. And it was weird because you have that prideful dynamic when you're with a group of guys. You don't want to do anything not masculine, I guess. But Everybody was dancing, having a good time.
I mean, the environment lends itself to that because the euphoria of being there, meeting people you met online, meeting them in real life, having all having fun, all spending money on comics and nerding out. You're gonna have a good time unless someone gets I don't know, crazy. But I think the crazy people don't tend to mingle that well with the community. I don't know.
Yeah, no, and I mean there was a lot of drinks flowing, but everybody was, like I said, authentic. Nobody, well, I wouldn't say dancing with dudes. You know, it's not like I was, even though as much as I wanted to, you know, put my head on Paul Dunn's shoulder and just have him rock me back and forth. There was none of that going on. There was none of that.
Well, maybe you need to do that next time. Ask Paul, ask for consent. Maybe he likes your shoulder on his head. No, your head on his shoulder. There you go.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Yeah,
well, Marcus, money goes away when you're having fun.
Yeah, I would kind of see that. I did put my head on Tyler's shoulder at T2E2, but we weren't dancing. Yeah, I mean, other than that, Brother Joe, I sent you the link if you want to join on and talk about it. Brother Joe was one of those guys I met, and I've come across Brother Joe once or twice on a stream, and always in the chats. And honestly, he was above and beyond what I thought he was. Just him and Bobby De La Ghetto, just warm, sweet, fantastic people, just awesome dudes. Yeah, and I would definitely go back to Kansas City to hang out with those guys. I mean, it was a great time. It was a great time.
Yeah, I saw Panda's stream last night, and there was a lot of love being spread around. And it was a night. If you haven't watched it, chat, I recommend you do, because it was a really fun recap of what was the con.
And honestly, that stream could have went on for hours because there was a lot omitted.
Yeah, of course.
So, just I mean, everything.
Highlights.
It just seemed to hit on all cylinders, right? We met up early. I met with Paul. I was in the city. These guys all had breakfast together. We came together. Becker was the first one I met. And just to see the smile on that guy's face was worth it. The con, C2E2 was a little different because it would be like, all right, let's spend an hour or two here and then head back to the hotel. Honestly, I was there 6 hours a day walking around, you know, just for everything. And that for me was a little different.
Okay.
Yeah, and there he is. Speak of an angel. And
an angel here. Hey, Brother Joe.
And there he is. Now, in seeing that guy for the first time, all right? No, that's not true. That's not true, Brother Joe. He was very easy to pick out because he had a bright pink shirt on. All right? Now,
that's the way to go, man.
I don't know if he planned it beforehand or just luck favors Brother Joe the way it is, but the bracelets were pink. But Brother Joe took it even further. And as my name suggests, I always got to look at what people are wearing on their feet. Brother Joe had Converse All-Stars to match the bracelet and the shirt.
Dude, that's the way to go, because you look in the distance, you see the pink shirt. And if you're walking around, there's a crowd of people, you cannot look up, you see the feet, and there's Brother Joe.
You know, collecting comic books is your forte, but collecting whatever it is, people get hooked on certain things and roll with it. So in my prime, I started collecting Converse shoes, and now I have 50 pairs. So I have a different, and the first thing they told me when I started buying them, and I talked to the customers, I didn't talk to the sellers. They said, match your shirt with your shoes. If you can match your shirt with your shoes, you'll be looking good. So I've kept that in mind. Kept that in mind.
Man,
So
man.
when I go out, I try to match the shirts with my shoes.
So
Telling you, it's the way to go.
The legend wears legends. And in meeting Brother Joe for the first time in person, he was like, do you like DC? Do you like Marvel? Are you a Suicide Squad guy, or are you a Black Widow guy? So I says, I didn't really like the Black Widow movie, so I'm a Suicide Squad guy. So he gifted me this.
Oh,
Which is fantastic all in its own right, but the real treasure,
he said, friends we made along the way.
the Marvel stationery in the old school style station. Just be kind to each other. Just a note from two brothers in KC, Bobby De La Ghetto, Brother Joe, and the date. Awesome.
You know, before all this, it was just Bobby and I, two lonely guys going to the con. And now with when he found you guys on Instagram and stuff, YouTube, it's opened up a great big world for us. So he was very, very happy and appreciative. Everybody showed up to meet him, you know, so to put a, like you were saying earlier, to put a human face, a human name on the face we see on screen was very.
What?
I've gone.
Wait,
this was
what?
last year's con, and this is this year's con, so I'm 2 for 2.
Not to cut you off, Joe, but DJ, can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, don't drop that. And
yeah, because I'm at that taking me aback a little bit.
yeah. Sorry, Brother Joe.
Okay, all right, yeah. So there's a movie with going back to what Marcus says. There was a movie called Boomerang, and in this movie, John Witherspoon has the mushroom interior on his suit along with his belt. So
Okay. Yeah, that was a unfortunate comment, DJ. Thankfully, another real one.
And in getting back to Brother Joe,
yeah, how cool is
later
that?
on this night, he was like, and I have something else here. I think my wife may have taken it. He's like, yo, I know you're into the wings, so here you go. I made this for you. So
That's
dude,
Ghetto original. You're fortunate enough to have an original piece by the great and famous artist, at least in my eyes, Bobby De La Ghetto.
Nope, in my eyes too, Brother Joe. So it's got the wing, it's got Baby Thanos, and of course, Lady Death holding Baby Thanos. So
how cool is that, man?
Yeah, man. And again, I'm looking at it now and I've got goosebumps. So already Friday afternoon, we're about 2 hours into the con. Already the trip is paid for itself.
Yeah, of course.
Already. So it just goes from there. So
before we go any further, Nick, introduce me to your friend here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm terrible at that. You can probably see how I went at the con. Brother Joe, this is my dear friend, Ignacio de Mejio.
Hello, Brother Joe.
Ignacio, Brother Joe.
Please use it.
And what city do you live in?
I live in Argentina. I live in Mar del Plata, Buenos Aires, Argentina.
That's something I did not know. Not know.
It's one of the crazy things about this community because, you know, I'm the token Latino guy. But I know I'm not. I'm just teasing. But I've been received by this community with the same love you have experienced on Kansas City live putting legs to the faces on the streams. I've been a world away. I have been received with open arms, and it's been, I know, a little more than a year since I started hanging out with these people online, and I feel like I know them for so long. I mean, it's such a great community, and it shows in the interactions you have when you meet each other, and it shows in these kind of interactions we have here. But having the lack to put hug, I don't know if you hug, but I would. I'm a hugger. I'm a kisser. Having that chance, I think it's amazing.
Yeah, it was great, and I know we. What's the term? Concentric circles.
Yes.
We do have our own little pods.
No, that's a Venn diagram, I think.
Yeah, Venn diagram.
The circles that
where we all meet
and
in the middle, where it'd be comic books. Yeah, I mean, brother Joe. I've met brother Joe through Travis and the whole station. I like to call him the station crew. But in discussing with them, brother Joe called up one of the brothers, Fable, from New York, and I was making fun of him there, and I took pictures with him and Bobby and made sure that whole little crew know. And yeah, it's awesome to see us just come together, and even though we're kind of distant, that we're not really that far apart too. So another awesome one to deal with.
I mean, I'm aiming to get something published in the US, so I can go do a con sometime soon.
Yeah, and for me, it's like I'm not really about chasing books at conventions. I'm more about meeting who I haven't met yet. So this part in Kansas City, there must have been probably 8 or 9 guys there in that area that were cool to meet or going. So still got a handful left to meet, and I'm hoping to do that within the next year. So
Yeah, that's the thing I keep thinking about is which con do I need to do to meet the most of you guys?
good question.
Hola, Tito Panda. Oh, we lost Brother Joe.
Yeah, I think he was on his phone, so he might have been gone. But
Okay.
oh, there he is again.
The myth, the best man, Nick, because I heard a rumor that Panda got married.
Okay, so the bar we had happened to, we had planned on meeting at this one place for dinner on Friday night. It was a little too crowded, and I think it was a 45-minute wait.
Can you hear me? I'm having some
Yes.
technical difficulty over here. I lost my mic.
We can't.
Yeah,
hear
it happens a lot, but we can hear you now.
Can you hear us?
No, I don't think he can.
Okay. All right. Well, we can hear you, Brother Joe. So we went from one place to the next place, was like kind of an open air bar that had
Try to restart, Brother Joe, if you can. Oh, he can hear us, of course.
Yeah.
All right, I got you. Yeah, I got you. I'm using my TV to hear because I can't get anything on my little phone.
Okay.
All right, cool.
So fate would have it to place us in this new spot called McFadden's. All right, McFadden's is like your typical sports bar kind of hangout. And Ignacio, we had got this one corner of the bar, and I can tell you that the bartender there was not only beautiful, she had a great personality. She could make drinks, and she was into comic books.
No shit.
Because she had one of these bracelets on.
Oh,
I don't think she was long for it, but she knew.
Let me throw a word out there, serendipity, because you know I like my 3-syllable words.
Yeah,
that's serendipity, man.
And yeah, I don't know if it was serendipity. And honestly, there is not one of us there that did not instantly fall in love with this woman.
I mean, I get it.
And she was on Panda Stream yesterday.
Oh, I didn't see her, so
She-
I might have. Oh, I missed the first part.
She was fantastically cool, hooked us up the whole night, and it was just, it added a lot of shine to an already fantastic time. So second night,
Bobby didn't need the con.
everybody, every single one of us was in love with that woman. So the second night, we were just like, we didn't even mess around. We're like, let's just go to McFadden's. Let's just
Yeah,
do it.
of course.
Bobby didn't need the con to do all that. One night with you guys, that would have made him happy. That would have made him happy. Delirious.
Bobby.
Yeah, I'm on the same page, man.
But it was just all these different layers. It all came back and together to make like this wonderful, fantastic time.
It's one of those things that when you go back to your home and you're laying in bed and suddenly you remember, oh, and this happened. There's so much excitement, so many things going on that you cannot process all of them at the same time. So you go for the highest hype, the highest emotion, and then you start processing all the other little details that made it even more fantastic. That's one of the greatest human experiences. The gift that keeps on giving.
All
A
right.
failed brain.
And we'll speak because you said more fantastic, but all I heard was morphin.
Oh, speaking of morphin,
We're gonna talk about Mr. Burke, and we all know how he fanboys out over JDF, and I guess he was the Green Ranger. I don't know too much about that.
yeah, I think so.
But he was there, in a guest spot, and Mike V, who was another awesome guy who I met that I had no clue how cool he really was until talking to him because I hadn't spoken to him before. He made it out. So
Brother Joe is so excited.
Let me let you go, Nick. But the next time you come up here, I'm gonna have a big old cookout with a few cases of beer waiting for you.
There you go. Yes.
hey, I'm gonna prep
Casio,
your.
we'll talk to you later, my brother.
I'm gonna prep
Thank
your
you,
box.
Brother Joe.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
Take care.
much.
Take care.
You too, man. Thank you.
Man. All right. This guy too. We'll get to that guy in a second.
Becker.
And I think part of the community is you know what each of us likes, right? So we know we've joked around with Burke how much he likes, the Power Rangers. But Burke was able to interview JDF. And when that came about, just to see the look on his face, and if you guys watch that video, when Burke is standing next to JDF and JDF does this, it's morphin time. I want you to look at Burke's face and just see like the way the orgasmic happiness that just rolls over his face. And as a fan of things, you're happy for him because that's his ultimate fanboy moment.
Yeah, you totally get it. I mean, I saw you on some pics talking to JR.
And that's the other thing. For me, like I don't really fanboy out really. I mean, he's my great Spider-Man artist, but I don't put him on a pedestal. The only person I did that with was Stan. And for me, like this time around, it was like, all right, cool. I'm meeting John Romita Jr. He's my favorite Spidey artist. But in starting to talk to him, I was like, and it's kind of like when I met DJ for the first. I was like, this guy's from where I'm at.
Yeah.
And we have that in common. And he used a few words that I was like, yeah, this guy's definitely from where I'm at.
You know where it's at.
Yeah. But also too, and prior to meeting him, he had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 earrings in the left ear.
Okay.
And I was like, I kept joking with Panda, like, I'm not sure I really want to meet him now. But
come on, Nick, don't be so dumb.
that's just he's just the generation. That's the generation above me. That's what they did. But meeting him, I thoroughly enjoyed every single minute I spent with that guy, and I can never ever thank Becker enough for hooking me
Dude,
up.
Baker worked his ass off all that con for all I hear.
Well, I don't know about that. I don't
Oh,
know.
come on.
He was.
I
working.
mean,
he was working.
I mean, you can enjoy it a lot, but it's still work. He's grinding. He's on the grind there.
Yeah, no, he did his thing. He did his thing, and like I said, it was one of my fanboy moments to have him.
Oh, now that I see it in context, it's huge.
That's what she said.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so that was fantastic. I had a little bit of a fanboy moment too, and we'll get to Panda's marriage in a second.
Oh yeah, Panda's marriage.
there's a show here in the States, and I don't know if you've been able to see it. It's called Impractical Jokers.
I know of it. I haven't seen it. I
Okay,
don't watch a lot of TV, but I have seen a couple of episodes.
Okay, so
It's
the premise
dudes
is
that fight with each other and give themselves theirs, and yeah.
Stuff that I've done, that we've all done as friends, but televised. So these guys are all from New York, and I caught one of them on his line. He was empty, so I says, "Hey Murr, as a New York guy, where do I go to eat?" So he goes, "Up your ass and to the left." And this is one of their famous sayings, and I was like, "Dude, that was
Thank
perfect.
you."
That was I could have never asked for a better interaction than that one. I just left it.
Yeah, why keep it going? That's it.
Yeah, no.
Go on a high note.
That was, like I said, another layer on that perfect cake. Just all right. So I walked from there. That was Saturday night. Walked from there to our bar, our spot, our beautiful waitress, Smitty. And I don't remember if the marriage was the marriage was Saturday night, because Panda Friday night, he might have been drinking a little bit. I'm just gonna leave it at that. So he takes off his wedding ring, and we're all messing around, and he hands it to Smitty, the waitress, and he's like, "Yeah, what do you think about that? It's a nice ring." She says, "Yeah, it's pretty cool. He's pretty cool." So he goes, "Yeah, I mean, could you put it back on? Could you put it back on me?" So she goes, "Yeah." It was Friday night, yeah, because Marcus was there. She puts it back on, and then Panda explodes. We're married. She just proposed. Yes. That lasted for like 5 minutes, but for 5 minutes, it's him just being over the moon ecstatic that he was married. Never mind that the ring came from another woman, but
oh well.
Neither here nor there.
Shit happens.
All right. And Marcus, was the drinks Friday night too? Anyway, Friday or Saturday, I had let Panda know, because Panda has this reputation about him. So I said, "Panda, you kind of disappointed me, because you kind of disappointed me because you're supposed to be this guy talking to all these women, and you're not showing me anything." So he's,
oh, come on, he's hanging around with you guys. I mean, I'm a ladies' man too, and I'm a married man, but I enjoy the interaction with women. But if I were there, I wouldn't be talking with strange women. I would be talking with you.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but that didn't stop him from getting married. All right, so that can continue. So there were a group of 4 women. Now, I wouldn't say women, because they were probably young. So I'm sitting at the bar, and I think I was talking to Paul Dunn, and I look to my right, and I see Burke, and Burke has got like this weird look on his face. So I kind of know something's going down. Yeah, so it was Friday night. Panda looks at me. He's got that same guilty look. And then the waitress, the bartender, she goes, so I was like, what's all that about?
What? Yeah.
So I walk over to Panda and Burke. I said, what's going on? Then all of a sudden, 4 drinks pop up on the bar. Then a tray pops up on the bar. So Panda's like, all right, you're disappointed in me? Take these 4 drinks over to the chicks.
Oh, you don't poke the panda, baby.
Listen. I may not show it, Joe, but I delivered those drinks. And I was over there for more than a few minutes talking to those girls, okay?
There you go.
What I didn't know, those drinks were on my tab.
Of course.
I didn't know that prior to. So they hooked it up where I not only delivered the drinks, I paid for them also.
Yeah. There you go. Well, that's what you get. Hey, Ruben.
Which was cool. Yeah, and earlier that day, Panda gave me an Amazing Spider-Man 252. So he was in my good graces for a little while. So
I mean, you earned it.
I did. The next story I'm going to tell was pretty much
No. But before the next story, let's address one of Travis's questions.
Whose question?
TM Nerdy, Travis.
Oh, okay. Yeah, thank you. We do get it on a roll. All right, so our friend TM Nerdy gives us these brain-busting questions, and since we were rolling with our Supreme Leader last week, DJ Links, I forgot to do it. So this week, we'll get to a little segment that we have ongoing called TM Asks. Let's get to it now.
Hey everyone, Travis from TM Nerdy here. You guys are watching Two Nerd Dads with Nick and Nacho. I'm gonna hold you guys up for just 1 second because I got a question for all you fine folks out there in the internet world. Does being up for something mean the same thing as being down for something? Fill your holes with that stoner question. Back to you, Nick and Nacho.
Let me first address the issue that it was 420. He added that little marijuana leaf. That's really good. And the second issue I want to address is how pro is Travis that in 20 seconds he gets to introduce himself, say the name of the show and our names, deliver the question, and do it all with such charm. He's a pro, man.
A consummate professional.
Yes.
TM, very often I have called him the hardest working man on YouTube because he's out there promoting everybody. He lets you know about what's coming up comic book wise. He's letting you know about all the Kickstarters and stuff. Speaking of which, if you guys check out the description, we have Ignacio's suggestion on a pretty dope story. Pretty dope. Well, it's called a Cuba.
It's Zoop. It's a new crowdfunding platform, and it's an alternative to Kickstarter and Indiegogo. I have backed it already in the digital format, of course, because international shipping sucks. But the project is already done and it's already funded. It's from Nick Pitarra. Nick is the artist from the Manhattan Project with Jonathan Hickman, and he has a highly detailed style of comic art, and it's the story of a barbarian without a face, basically, or without a nose, that is going up against something that his axes cannot solve, basically.
Yeah, and that initial cover with the big cleft in the middle of his face was very, very, like you said, highly detailed, and it was scary. I'm not ashamed to say.
Well, now, being down for something is the same as to being up for something. Travis is putting my skills to the test here because it's a grammatical question, and it leads me instantly to that. But that's not the point exactly.
What do you think the point is?
I think the point is it's a philosophical point. You know, I'm up for it. I'm down for it. I think it's pretty much the same. We have those words that we use here too, that kind of address an issue without speaking directly about it or the action about it. It's some words that replace the verb. I'm up for it. Yes.
I think you're right. It's the same, but there is a subtle difference. Where I'd be using I'm down for whatever, like at the beginning of a situation. I'm down to do whatever.
Yeah.
If I'm up for it, that means I'm kind of hesitant to do anything to begin with, and I need to get myself up for it. So while it's the same, it's a little bit different.
Well, I interpret it another way, the other way around, to be honest, because I'm up for it is I'm up for it. I will proactively do this. I'm up for it. And I'm down for it is like more passive, basically. And I'm going to go along. I will do it, but I'm not going to be proactive. I'm going to be like your sidekick, basically. I'm down for it. Okay, I will follow you. I'm up for it. Let's do this together. Okay. Kind of like that.
I want to add an additional layer to that. Just in the up and down action. When you're walking past somebody in the street that you don't know, and you want to acknowledge them, do you give them the heads up or do you give them a...
I think I go, it depends on the person. If I don't know them,
it's always heads down.
Yeah.
It's always heads down. When it's somebody you know, it's always like heads up.
Yeah.
That was something that I never really realized until the question was pointed to me, and I realize it now. Every single time I do it, it's a subconscious, how you doing, sir? Oh, what's up, man?
Yeah. I think I haven't thought about this. It's the same situation that you're in.
See, so
well, you see, I'm the non-native speaker. I interpret it like I interpret it with my language in the way, basically. But this and this, it's body language. So we go the same route, basically. And I think it maybe has to do with if I go down, I'm not trying to impose myself.
I think there's a little bit more respect in the heads down.
That's right.
But just weird. It's just one of those things you do subconsciously that you don't really realize until somebody points it out. But
yeah,
thank you. I think we should get to those questions a little earlier so we give the audience time to decide. So,
yeah, that's a good idea.
As long as we remember them, as long as I remember them, I mean, that's a victory all in itself.
I mean, I always try to bring them up because I know there's a chance we both forget because we're on a train of thought and we go on tangents and we come and go. I mean, Travis did the question and we I don't know how many minutes we spent talking about anything else, and then we address the question. But we need to do better, Everyone does.
And I have this wry little smile on my face because after we had left no, I want to preface something because I didn't tell this story last night. And unfortunately, it's something that I've been becoming known for in my own regard.
What is that?
I have a problem sometimes identifying people.
Oh, that...
First time it happened was C2E2. There was an exclusive cover put out by Marat Michaels.
Yep.
Right? So I go up.
I remember this.
All right. I go up to Javon Jordan and tell him I want those covers, and he kind of gives me okay, yeah, I think we have them here. Marat's going to be here. And I'm like, oh, fuck, they're not his covers. Damn it. That was instance number one. Instance number two. I'm at a little local con here, and I'm discussing with a guy some hip hop, a Tupac hip hop homage to whatever. I'm like, wow, man, that's a dope cover. Those are dope covers. Where'd you get them? He's like, yeah, well, I found these. I didn't know how much they were going for. I was like, yeah, that's pretty dope art. I wonder what the guy was thinking. Not only did I come to realize that I was talking to the guy who drew it, David Sanchez, but again, I had no clue who I was talking to.
I mean, who can blame you, man? Who can blame you?
Okay, maybe in this case, but this time,
okay,
it was utter disrespect for a member of the community, and I didn't do it once. I did it twice. Thankfully, I had the chance to redeem myself afterwards, but there were two members of the community who come. All right, I was on Average Will's stream with Paul Dunn when I was kind of talked into going to Planet Comicon.
Okay.
Average Will said he was coming, so in my head, Average Will's going to be there. I kind of know what he looks like. I just did not remember. So we run into, we're waiting for pizza, and we run into JP Collects. He hangs around. He's one of the first guys I've started watching back into YouTube. He has a show with John's Comics with Kids called Comic Stories, which I was on. And this gentleman's name is Daymares. His channel name is Daymares. I should have known that. Panda knew that. So I look and I go, hey, Will, what's going on? Panda was like, that's not Will, that's Daymares. I was like, oh, fuck, my bad. And literally, I mean, they look the same. They're kind of heavy-set guys with beards.
Aren't we all?
Yeah. Straight cash, homie, straight cash. Later on that night, Paul Dunn walks into McFadden's with us. Same guy. Ignacio, I did the same fucking thing.
You need to learn to do one thing.
I said, hey, Will.
No names. No names.
I could have swore I heard Panda say, fuck, again?
Well, the second time can be taken as a joke.
No.
You need to own it.
I completely did. I was apologizing to him the whole night.
No apologizing. I'm bullshitting, man. That's it.
What added insult to the injury was Average Will showed up not that much longer. So Daymares was sitting next to me, and then when Will walked in, I said, hey, Daymares. I kind of like poked him. Kind of making fun of it, but I felt really, really bad. Because the first time you kind of see the mistake, but the second time is just utter disrespect.
Oh,
I had a little bit of a chance to redeem myself later that night because, like I said, that night at that bar, the alcohol was flowing freely. So Daymares kind of needed an escort home to a hotel, which was not far by, not close by, not far. So it happened to be raining, and Panda and I made sure that he got to his hotel at the end safely. So I kind of at the end, I kind of patted him on the butt. I says, "All right, you're here now. We're even." So I definitely have to get back, and it's my own fault.
Hey, aggro. Of course, Tyler.
Taylor is exactly who he is. You know, he'll tell you what you thought was right the whole time in your life is wrong, and he'll tell you the reasons why you're wrong. So
Yeah, I mean, everyone here in the community, Flash, uses an alter ego. So you need to remember which alter ego goes with which name and which face. So I mean, I think you're being too hard on yourself because
No. I should have
shut up,
learned.
let me talk.
I should have learned the first time. I still will.
No, because it's going to get worse because we're aging, and things don't get better. That's why we have our outside brains in our cell phones. That's why we. That's why you don't have an excuse, because you could have Googled anyone at some point to know who you're talking to. But that takes time. You're already talking to the person. Don't use a name. Hey, dude, who are you?
No.
And then you try to figure out, man, where do I mean, I'm a face guy. I know the face, but maybe sometimes I forget, where do I know this guy from? What's his name? Once I got, I started talking with a dude that knew me like a lot of, like from way back. I didn't know who he was. And I had to tell him at some point, dude, I really don't remember you. And
one time is a mistake, easily forgivable. Second time, utter disrespect.
You're being too hard on yourself.
And he's a nice guy, nice enough guy to say, no, don't worry about it. It's all right. It's an easy mistake because, like I said, they're both heavyset guys with beards, and yeah, I probably would have got beat up if I was a younger guy, and that would have happened. So.
Oh, come on. I mean, if someone didn't know who you were, would you be up at night thinking, oh, that person didn't recognize me? Would you be doing that?
No, I'm sure that he's not even thought about it again, but it's me and my own thing. And I see this developing trend, and I pray to God it's not because I'm getting older.
No, you need to forgive yourself, Nick. There's too much excitement, too many people. I mean, relax. These things happen.
I'm throwing fuel to the fire because of Brother John. All right, so I'm gonna finish because we're going on almost an hour, but I'm gonna tell this story that
Okay, bring it on.
And I'm gonna bring you to the final time I was disappointed in Panda. All right, but it's after, okay? All right, so we leave McFadden's Saturday night. Maybe close to midnight, maybe after.
Maybe 2 minutes till midnight. Sorry, Iron Maiden reference.
Okay, you're allowed. We leave. All right, the place we go to. Pocan Joe goes, hey, I have this really cool place that I've been hanging out with the past couple nights. You'll see it on his Instagram, live music.
I saw that.
Really witty name, John's Big Deck.
Oh, straight to the point.
Okay, but it's got a big deck on the third floor. Not that far. It's like 8 or 9 blocks away. Paul and I.
Oh, sorry. I thought you said Sean's Big Dick. I thought, okay, that's clearly a gay bar.
John's Big Deck.
Deck. Okay.
So it's about 8 or 9 blocks away. Panda was unfortunately saddled with 2 New York City guys who are used to walking everywhere.
Yeah.
Pocan Joe is like, I hurt my hip. I've got bad hips. So I'm just going to take this scooter. I'll meet you guys there. Cool, no problem. We walk our 8 or 9 blocks. Panda's complaining the whole way. We get to the spot. We look around for Joe. Joe's nowhere to be found. We walk up each flight. And it tells you there are 55 stairs from the top to the bottom. Oh. So we're looking for Joe. Panda's already.
Wait. Let me ask you a question. Because, I mean, Joe took a scooter because his hip was hurting. And even that happened, you think that he would be up?
Because we walked. Joe was motorized.
You were drunk.
Joe was motorized. Joe was motorized, so we figured that he'd be there first. And like I said, we've been drinking, so who knows
Yeah, of course.
what Joe's pain is now. So we check each floor. They have like a cool karaoke bar, second floor, third floor. I forget what it was. I just remember Busta Rhymes is playing up there. So we walk all the way up, walk all the way down. We don't see
Did
Joe.
Panda rolled all the way down?
No, there was no Panda roll, and that'll
Okay,
get
okay.
that'll factor into my disappointment a little later.
Oh, you were hoping for it to be Panda rolled?
Well, we'll get there. So we're looking around, and our first thought, if Joe's motorized, something happened to him. So we're all hoping that he's okay. We're hanging out for him. We wound up at this big table for 8, 3 of us there, hoping Joe's okay, and just start to shoot the shit. After about 10 minutes, Joe walks in. Looks perfectly fine. Hey, Joe, how's it going? How you doing? Everything's all right? Joe's like, yeah, that's good. What are you drinking? What are you drinking? What are you drinking? Typical Pocan Joe fashion. I said, no, we're good. We just ordered food. We'll just hang out here. You go get what you want. So we start hanging at the table. We start BSing, whatever. We were in the main part of the bar, right? At the biggest table in the main part of the bar. So people coming up to us. First of which was this young kid, kind of annoying, just asking. I don't even remember what he was asking, but I could see Joe visibly getting annoyed.
Yeah, that's one thing you don't want to do is poke the Joe.
So I see it kind of, and I see Joe's face, and I'm like, all right. I see Joe getting annoyed, and then I start to hear Joe tell the kid to get the fuck away.
Those words, get the fuck away from me.
Yeah, and increasing intensity and, more fuck, get the fuck away from me. So, in having grown up where I've grown up, I know when shit's about to kick off. So I'm like, hey, kid, 3 floors, 55 steps. That's all we know. Go ahead. He was like, all right, thank you. So I was like, all right, cool. One crisis averted. I mean,
One crisis averted.
Yeah, we've been essentially 46 hours without incident. I'm not about to have it happen in the 23rd hour. Let's just keep going. About 10 minutes later, another guy sits down. This guy's cool. He was like, yeah, my name is Smooth, yada, yada, yada. He was an MC for one of the floors above us. He was like, yeah, my name is Smooth. They call me Smooth for whatever reason, and everybody wants me to teach them how to Dougie. You know what the Dougie is?
Yeah, it's a dance.
That was his one thing. So Paul starts to mess with me, and he tells this Kansas City guy that I'm a Yankees fan. And that's enough. That's enough to set us off, to set him off. And like, fuck the Yankees, fuck this. So we're going back and forth, and there was no malicious intent whatsoever. He would fuck with me about the Yankees, and I'd be like, all right, but when are you going to teach me how to Dougie? Which would annoy him, and we go back and forth. So it's like, all right, I gotta go upstairs. You guys should come up and sing some karaoke. And Joe's like, yeah, karaoke's cool. I'd be really into a rap battle though. I'm like, all right. Joe did pretty good in the mix.
Yeah.
So the guy Smooth goes, nah, homie, you don't want none of that. You know why? He proceeds to pull out a big chain with no lie. It must have been like 30 rings on it.
Oh shit!
30 rings on it. He starts to jingle them back and forth. I don't mean to make this,
Oh, come
on. Jingling them back and forth. He was like, because these are all my victories. Joe was unfazed. He's like, fuck that.
Challenge accepted.
Here's my ring. Here's my titanium ring, which I'm going to need 2 of yours for. Let's hear your bars. He was like, no. these guys proceed to put rings down the table, winner take
come
all,
on.
rap battle. This
No.
one dude, MC for the club, looks the hip hop part, battling this guy who looks like he's about to sell him insurance. You know, Joe never has a t-shirt on. He's got his glasses around his neck. He's got his collared shirt on. His hair was all perfect. And I'm like, I look over at Paul and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
That's the house DJ Links built.
What
basically.
is happening right now? Like, and that was my second thought. I was like, this fucking DJ Links, he's gonna get us all killed because he's got these goddamn rap battles every Friday night, and he's.
God, that's something that needed to happen in front of him, so he could think.
This was probably icing on the cake, but it gets better. It gets better. The guys go back and forth. It's very amiable. Like for me, I'm watching it, not really listening to what's going on, but making sure because another guy came in, like just to make sure nothing really goes down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, body language.
Right. Everything at any second, this could possibly escalate. So that's what I'm wary about. Battle finishes. The guys say, "All right, nobody won. It was cool to battle you. Let's just take our rings and we'll call it a night." Everything was fine.
Let's collect another experience.
Right. Just the icing on already a perfect cake. Joe goes to shake his hand, and I see Joe. He's got blood on his sleeve. So the guy leaves. I'm like, Joe, what happened? You all right? I was like, oh yeah. I was on the scooter, and some 16-year-old hit me with his car.
Okay.
What?
Yeah, but
and
I'm the
now
Terminator.
you're telling us this?
Yeah,
now,
I'm the Terminator.
I'm like, are you okay? I mean, what happened? How do you feel? He's like, I'm a little sore, but everything's Panda's like, you got to go to the hospital. Joe's like, nah, I'm good. I'm good. So we check on him. Another 5 minutes. I mean, Joe, you sure? You sure? Joe's like, yeah, I'm good. And I was like, all right, cool. If you're good, we're gonna head out.
I think he has experience with breaking things up.
Still, it's you get hit by a car, you're gonna know.
Yeah, of course, but.
And if you've seen this movie, you know that's exactly Pocan Joe.
Yeah.
All right, so Joe, if you're good, we're gonna leave because it's late. At this time, it must have been like between 3 or 4 in the morning. All right, okay. So Paul calls an Uber back to his place. Panda's not that far, but poor Panda's walked a lot tonight, so he's like, "Yo, can I get a ride?"
No, you what, bitch?
This is where my disappointment in Panda comes in. All right, I said, "Yeah, Panda, I'll give you a ride, no problem." So we're in the car like 5 or 10 minutes, and the guy, I mean, honestly, the guy doesn't even reach around to touch my knee.
No, come on.
No offer for a Panda roll. No form of appreciation whatsoever. He did not show any form of appreciation whatsoever.
I think you dug your own grave when you commented on JR's earrings. You closed that door. If you haven't said that, maybe Panda would have touched you a little bit.
See? I'm saying if I'm giving you a ride home in the rain at 4 o'clock in the morning, show me what that mouth do, kid. Show me.
What was there music playing in the car?
Yeah, there's always music playing in the car.
What? Well, the thing is, which song was playing in the car? What kind of music? Was it Sade?
Oddly enough, we heard that song walking into that bar. I swear to you. And I made mentions of that to Paul and Panda. I said, I have never been to a bar where I've heard Sade come in, so which is a plus to me. And I'm just signing back into work here. But Panda wanted me to take some books, so he went up to his hotel room, where I think Mike V and Burke were sleeping, head to toe in the bed.
Just like little kids.
While waiting for Panda, I saw Ming from Comic Book Guys.
Ming Chen, yeah.
Yeah, so another little, and that guy's like this tall.
How much is this tall? Because I'm this tall too. I'm a hobbit.
Oh, how tall are you?
I think I don't know, maybe 5'11".
That's my height. No, this guy was like 5 foot.
No. Then I'm smaller. Let me check.
But it's still close enough. Well, I think he's like 5'4", 5'3". So this was 4 o'clock in the morning. I dropped Panda off and I head back to my hotel, which was 15 miles away.
Oh, okay. Alone and blue balled.
Yeah, and I mean, what do I gotta do? I gotta take care of myself.
You need to take the first step. Make the first move with Panda, man.
No, I mean, you can show your appreciation.
Maybe you need a cup of feel with Panda, or you know what, something like that.
Yeah, and you know what, Dan, I saw, like I said, I saw a ton of Nebraska license plates, and there not one of them was Dan. Not one of them was Dan. So I got home at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and I had planned to leave by 9. So when I got up at 9, I had no voice. I was tired as hell. And it took me, I left at 9. I left at 9, and I didn't get home until after 6. And the icing on the cherry on the icing on the cake, Pocan Joe wound up with a fractured elbow, 3 bruised ribs, and a possible concussion.
Okay, well, we saw him in the chat. He still can read and write, so I'm guessing he's kind of fine.
At the time, the blood on the sleeve was the only indicator. The guy was getting up, buying drinks like there was no problem with him at all.
I mean, let's address the issue that he's a badass, clearly. But also, since he has bad hips, he probably has to take some painkillers. So that might have softened the blow of the car. Or besides, he enjoys the pain and likes to body slam cars.
Right. Or if you cut away like this section over here of his eye,
Dun, 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 dun.
He's a Terminator.
Of course.
So for me, the legend of Pocan Joe has increased to he was already legendary status, and this just I'm not if Joe tells me to do something, if Joe asks me to jump, I'm not only going to ask him how high, I'm going to ask him how many times. But all in all, again, just like C2E2, one of the highlights of my life, this one is right up there. 1A, 1B. It was a fantastic time. My only regret, aside from not getting Panda rolled, was not having enough time to thoroughly speak to everybody who was there. So, but that's a time thing, and hopefully the next time I'll be able to do it.
And probably these experiences are going to keep happening, and they're going to be up there. Mm-hmm. So that's a good thing. Maybe if you keep talking shit, you will get Panda rolled. So don't poke the bear, man. Because if I were you, I would leave it at that. Because if you poke me enough, I'm going to lick your ass.
Bro, I can imagine Panda trying to come get me while I'm in the driver's seat. And my voice is going now too. While I'm in the driver's seat of my car, Panda trying to. All right, so tonight, check us out. Panda, the aforementioned Panda and I will be, along with DJ Links, E-Man, Sector 2815, Paul. We'll all be on a box battle for the Miko
Suyan.
Big time collectibles, which I've been sitting on for a while. Just want to reiterate again, thank you to everybody I met in Kansas City. It was fantastic. I love all you guys. Everybody here in the chat,
thank you.
Yeah,
Always.
you guys were all worth it. Thank you for coming and listening to me and Iggy talk. What do you have going on, sir? Anything got going on?
What I have going? Well, the WAC cards. That's the main issue now. I'm trying to finish some commissions so I can do as much as I can before I have to dive into Killeroo Dark Times, which is a sequel to Semper Fi. I will also want to note that I'm 5'7". I looked it up.
Okay, still.
And also, there's an unboxing video that is a purist unboxing video by Mod Spoity, our beloved Australian friend, that he did an unboxing of original art. That the art is amazing, but the thing that he did that nobody does is it's an unedited video. So you can see him open the package.
Listen, Spoity put the unbox in an unboxing video on that one.
Definitely. So go check it out and give him some shit.
unlike my driving Panda home, the payoff in that video was worth
it. Yeah, the art is amazing.
Yeah, go check out Mad Spidey's video. Yeah, I don't know.
Check the crowdfunding campaign in the description. You're not gonna regret it. I can guarantee that.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it just seeing it without reading the synopsis, it was almost an automatic cover buy. That's how awesome that cover was. But the premise behind the story is just fantastic, also.
Yeah, it's a good one.
My question to you, Ignacio, is: did we fill holes this week?
I think we did, very much. Well, there's one hole that we failed to fill each week, sadly. And which one is that?
I think next week that will be our topic.
Oh, okay. Excellent.
The ever-present problem of space racism.
There you go. Thank you, everyone.
Love you guys.
Fuck, you guys already saw it? Let me see it. Oh! Shit! Oh! Y'all see that?
So, Tyler, do you want to build a snowman to plow away all night? It doesn't have to be a snowman. It can be me.
I'll be clipping that too.